Hey guys, MooJK here. With the global launch of Brave Exvius, I see that there's a lot of people who are kind of wanting to learn how to play this game. Um, I'm sure there are guides and stuff on Reddit and on the internet, but sometimes it just helps to see it firsthand or see it on a video. So, as somebody who's been playing for a few weeks now, prior to the global launch, I thought I'd just make a quick video or a series of videos and show you guys how to get around and you know what kinds of things to look for. I'm not super organized or haven't planned this out too thoroughly, so I hope you don't mind if it's a little bit scattershot. But so here's my account, rank 31. That's basically like your overall level. It has nothing to do with your character levels or your hero levels. This is the main menu, the home screen, I guess. And this video is just going to cover basically the interface and how to get around, navigate, and also the shop, because I think that I'll just throw that in there. In future videos, I'll throw in, how to train your espers, party composition skills, summons, and stuff like that. So, without further ado, I'll just go ahead and get started here. I'll kind of work my way top left to the bottom right. So up there you see your guild count, 150,000 or so, your name, and then lapis, which is the premium currency. I have 1625. And each summon's about 500, so it looks like a lot, but it's actually just 3 summons really. The NRG is energy, otherwise known as stamina in other games. It's actually kind of slow getting stamina in this game. I've ranked up quite a number of times and I'm only up to 41. But in a way it's kind of good if you're busy. It's really easy to dump your stamina and kind of do other things. And then the other one, the experience bar, just shows you how close you are to leveling up. Tells you how much you need to rank up, which is nice. The quest report, this first screen right here shows all the storyline quests that you need to do. Kind of lazy about some of these sometimes, but don't have too many left to do. The daily quests, this is something that you basically, as the name implies, you do this every day. So the reason you want to do this every day is because not only do you get experience, skill, you also get extra stamina, so you're leveling faster and so forth. But if you complete them all, you get 50 lapis, which again is not a lot, but over time it builds up, and especially if you're free to play, it's pretty much the most steady source of income you have, because eventually you will run into a point where all the dungeons are cleared, you're not leveling as quickly, so you're not gonna be rolling in lapis all the time. This treasure chest here, it's kind of funny because sometimes you'll see a number on it and you're like, oh, I have some treasure I can collect or something, but really it's just like promotional deals and things that they're trying to get you to buy. Unless you're really pay to win, this adamantite chest, crystal chest, they're really not necessary. I mean, the attack plus 20% is nice, but these are kind of like just if you're really trying to maximize and you're a completionist and bragging rights, because the content that we have right now is actually not that hard. You can clear it with free units. You don't need all this elite gear and all that stuff, so it's kind of a waste of money if you ask me. And I'm not opposed to paying for stuff if you know me at all from Record Keeper, but I just don't see that it's worth it. Metal Cactuar bundle, 800 lapis for 10 of these guys is a really bad deal. Any way you look at it, it's a really bad deal. Like, let's say you have 30 stamina and there's a Metal Cactuar event going on. You could do the advanced levels twice with 30 stamina, which is basically 100 lapis refresh. Hope you don't mind a little bit of quick math, but that would equate to you would at least get 2 Metal Cactuars from one of those stamina refreshes, but most likely you'll probably get 3 if you're lucky, 4 or 5, or a maximum of 6. But let's say on average 3. So for every 100 lapis, you should be able to expect about 3 of these guys. So for 800 lapis, you should be getting about 24, not 10. Not to mention that even apart from the events, if you're leveling, let's say you're leveling a character and you just do the regular vortex, experience vortex. If you do advanced for 15 stamina and you do it twice, That's 60,000 experience, which is 2 of these. So even during non-events, if you're able to solo the advanced levels, which you can if you have really powerful friends, like an X Death, maxed out X Death or something, can pretty much solo everything for you. Either way, this is a very bad deal. Oh my gosh, I spent way too much time talking about that. Alright, so the rare summon ticket bundle, this is always here. This is like the 11 pull and record keeper. Uh, you generally want to save the 5,000 lappies for this because it's an 11 pull rather than 10 if you buy singles. So this is good. Iron Chest, this is not bad either. These Magicites, Megasites are used to level your Espers. And $1, I mean, these things would actually take a while to farm naturally. So if you want to buy some of these for $1, it's actually not a bad deal. Here you can add slots. You probably will need to for some units and materials and stuff like that, unfortunately. But just kind of do it as you go. If you've played Brave Frontier, you know how annoying it can be when you're trying to stock up on, let's say, Metal Cactuars and you're running out of unit space, or you're trying to stock up on materials to make things, but they give you so many different kinds that you quickly fill up your space. So it's kind of annoying, and you probably will need to expand that at some point. This is just where the news goes. It's like a bulletin board. This little envelope, this is where think of it as your mailbox. This is where you get messages, but you can get like the stuff that you purchase goes in here. Free compensation, for maintenance and stuff like that. This all goes here. Menu, this is self-explanatory. It has a lot of different options, and you can get your player info number here if you want to give that out to people. Trophies, you just kind of earn these naturally as you complete objectives, and you get pretty decent recipes. They're not necessary, but it's good to kind of work toward that. I gotta pick this up a little bit. So these things, Forge, this is where you can build things like equipment, abilities, and synthesize potions and stuff like that. You need recipes for these, but and I expanded all of these by 1 slot so I can build 2 things at a time. I found that you don't necessarily need to do that, at least at this point in the game, because it's not like I'm constantly cooking stuff and waiting for it and stuff like that. It really is not necessary at this point. World is, self-explanatory. That's where the storyline dungeons are. Vortex, this is a special event right now, the Chamber of Crystals for enhancing your espers. Vortex of Desires, this is like daily stuff where you can choose. If you want to unlock multiple ones, you need to use lapis, and it's not worth it. You should just focus on one at a time, or 1 per day. So Chamber of Creation, this is when you can create things like in the Forge and stuff like that I just showed you. Awakening Materials, this is to evolve your heroes to the next rarity level, and that's after you've maxed them out. Experience, this is where you can max out your heroes by gaining levels. Chamber of Riches is for Gil, but I've never used that because Gil, as you progress in the game, you're going to have Gil, you're not going to need it. Vortex of Trials, this is just a past boss that I beat. I think it was called the Rift Dimension or something like that, and you can just replay it for experience or whatever. So that's the Vortex. Espers, this is where you can train and enhance them. Training is when you can select skills, and these all get added to your heroes when you equip them. Let's see here. Colosseum, this is like the arena feature where you're trying to climb to different ranks, and you definitely want to do this. I'm pretty bad about keeping up with it. I mean, I'm to the point where I can basically auto all these battles, which means I haven't gone far enough. So, but you want to do that because as you progress, you get better rewards, you get good equipment, you get rewards of like 500 lappies and stuff like that. So it's really worthwhile. Home button, units, this is where you can create your parties. This is my main Colosseum party, but this is my leveling party that I use often. And you can just create a bunch of different lineups, and you can also move these guys around, just kind of press and hold. For some reason it's not working right now, but you can move them around. You can equip different espers on these people. Um, I mean, the first two espers here you see are more physically based, and then the last two are more magical, so you want to keep that in mind. I can delve into that more in a different video. Items, this is what you choose to bring into battle, and you can also see your inventory of stuff. Shop, we already saw that. Summon, the first screen here, this is your rare summons. You use your lapis or tickets that you can buy. Typically with the 5,000 you want to stock up on those. So I'm saving these for rate ups and better promotions because the rates suck right now. And then if you swipe, it's standard summons. These are your free units, pretty low rarity, and they're not really that good, honestly. So, and you get these with friend points. So what you want to do with this is wait until there's these special summons where you can get cactuars, you can get things that you can sell for gil and stuff like that. I typically wait for those, and I don't get these free units. And then last but not least, this is your friends section where you can send gifts. You have to send 5 gifts every day to meet the daily quests and stuff like that. You can receive stuff. I recommend friends points for obvious reasons. Also, water crystals are pretty good if you want to make potions and stuff like that. So that's the friend screen. I'm sorry if I rushed, but I really need to get going. But I hope that helps a little bit as far as figuring out how to navigate. And in future videos, I'll talk more in depth about how to battle, like the mechanics, parties, and espers, and all that good stuff. So for a first video, I think I'll cut it off here, and I hope that helped some of you. And I'll see you next time.